This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 396, 3 Hidden Sticking Points That Plague Small Businesses, Part 2, by Michael Mehlberg of michaelmehlberg.com. And I'm your narrator, Dan. Happy Halloween if you are celebrating today. I know my daughter certainly is because she was born on Halloween 9 years ago, so it's definitely a favorite holiday around my house. And as for the podcast, welcome. This is where I read to you every single day from some of the best blogs on entrepreneurship. Now, if you listened yesterday, you heard part 1 of the post from Michael Mehlberg about hidden sticking points that plague small businesses, and today we're going to give you part 2. So if you haven't listened to the first half yet, I'd go ahead and do that first. But if you're caught up, let's get right to it as we continue optimizing your life. 3 Hidden Sticking Points That Plague Small Businesses, Part 2, by Michael Mehlberg of michaelmehlberg.com. 2. Personal stress and burnout. We recently polled small business owners and asked the question, what's your single biggest challenge? Of the 75 survey respondents, 52% selected overwhelmed, stressed. This validates something that we already know from coaching many small business owners, which is they take on a tremendous amount of responsibility and often carry a hefty burden. This leads to a lot of stress. Being overwhelmed and stressed is an issue that transcends the problem of being too busy and having too much work to do. Overwhelm begins to creep into your personal life and affect your sense of balance. It can impact your relationships and your health. When this happens, you can lose your motivation and positive outlook on the business. You begin to question if it's all worth it. Within your company, your colleagues and employees will notice that you're burning out, and they will feel the negative stress too. It puts your entire business at risk. Small business owners become stuck with stress because they don't see a way out. They'll often say that they can't afford to get help. However, in many cases, the truth is that they can't afford not to get help. It's usually not a lack of resources that is holding them back. Instead, it's an unwillingness to give up control. They simply don't trust others to work with the same level of quality and proficiency as themselves. They can't envision anyone else being able to do things the way they do. This is a limiting mindset that draws a box around what you and your business can accomplish. It also fuels the cycle of stress since the business owner is continuously taking on too much responsibility. We recently spoke with small business consultant Brian Roberts about this issue in our post, 2 Key Things Small Business Owners Need to Do to Thrive. When we asked Brian to discuss what holds small businesses back and prevents them from getting to the next level, he identified trust and delegation as 2 critical points. When trust is absent, a business owner will hide his or her stress from partners and colleagues. They may also rush to judgment on what others are capable of and be unwilling to provide honest feedback. When it comes to delegation, they fear giving others the freedom to handle tasks in new and different ways. How to get unstuck. If you're feeling overwhelmed and sense that an unwillingness to cede control might be fueling your stress, it's time to reflect on your workload and take a hard look at areas where you can get some help. Ask yourself this question: which tasks that I do give me energy and which drain my energy? Pick one area or task that drives you crazy and try handing it off. For example, if you hate bookkeeping, enlist the help of someone who loves and specializes in it. While this may feel uncomfortable in the short term, it won't be long before you feel the sense of relief and find more productive and enjoyable ways to use your time. When it comes to building your level of ease with delegation, consider Brian's advice. Quote, "Everybody is not going to do everything exactly the way you would do that, and that's not a bad thing because you haven't cornered the market on all the best ways to do everything in an entire company, right?" End quote. Finally, you need to learn how to gradually transition your knowledge and responsibilities in a way that grows others and leaves you feeling confident. For one proven way to accomplish this, check out our post on using coaching skills to enhance your leadership. It's on our website, and it describes a facilitative leadership approach that encourages innovation, ownership, and accountability for your employees as they take on new tasks and greater levels of responsibility. Don't waste your energy on unhelpful stress when you can get some help and focus on success. And 3, your sales pitch is stale. Many small business owners attract their first customers from their network of friends and close contacts. Why? Because you already have relationships with them. They know you and they trust you, they understand what you do, and they can envision how you will help them. You don't need fancy marketing or messaging to reel these customers in. Their comfort and familiarity with you are enough to bring them in the door. Your original network might be broad enough to get you through your first years of business and initial phases of growth. However, at some point, you're going to hit the limits of that network. To continue growing and avoid hitting a plateau with your sales and revenue, you'll need to get in front of people that don't know you. You're going to have to convince them that you can solve a problem for them, and that what you have to offer is better than other choices they might have. Your sales pitch becomes critical. Many small businesses struggle to develop messaging that moves potential customers to action. They focus too much on explaining what they do, not why. They emphasize the features of their products and services, not the problems they solve for their customers. When you have a misalignment of purpose with your messaging and your customers' needs, you hit a wall. How to get unstuck. If you find that new potential customers are responding lukewarmly to your messaging and pitch, business strategist Glenn Hellman has some great advice on how to shake things up. In a recent presentation titled How to Pitch to the Reptilian Brain, Glenn outlined a sales pitch strategy that is designed to appeal to your customers in a way that you might not expect. His contention, which is based on recent research in neuroscience, is that the primitive reptilian part of our brain is the one that influences decision-making. Research shows that your customer's decision-making power might be similar to a lizard's. We often make the mistake of ignoring this and instead try to sell through logical and intellectual appeal. To hook and persuade your customers that they need your solution and need it now, consider reworking your pitch to incorporate the following points. 1. The old part of the brain is selfish and is programmed to avoid pain. Start your pitch by tapping into your client's top concerns and pain points. 2. The reptilian brain sees things in black and white. Sharply contrast what makes your solution unique and essential. 3. The old brain doesn't understand ambiguity. Generic terms like world-class or cutting edge don't resonate. Make your solution concrete and tangible. And 4. The reptilian brain responds to familiarity. Use simple analogies to make your products and solutions relative to something the customer understands. Offer social proof and references to let them know that they are not taking any risks by choosing your product. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled 3 Hidden Sticking Points That Plague Small Businesses by Michael Mehlberg of michaelmehlberg.com. Now, if you have any kind of online presence, you should know already that compliance is non-negotiable, and thankfully, Leica makes the entire compliance process simple. Leica goes beyond integrations. Their platform connects to your everyday applications and applies actual human expertise to a robust software that powers your compliance. Leica easily connects to your applications and instantly creates tailored policies based on your business. Then, compliance experts guide you through automated workflows designed to help you conquer certifications like SOC 2, HIPAA, and GDPR. Leica is the only compliance platform that offers a true integrated audit solution. No more messy spreadsheets and miscellaneous audit documents. Their team of experts manage your audit from beginning to end with full progress tracking through the app. And Leica is so much more than just a one-time solution. Maintain 100% confidence in your compliance program with custom monitors and alerts. Now, compliance has been a huge stressor for our Optimal team as the rules are constantly changing, and Leica takes away that pain. You've got to see it for yourself. Optimal Startup Daily listeners get 20% off when you join. Visit heyleica.com/OSD to get that exclusive deal. That's heylaika.com/OSD to request a demo and get 20% off when you sign up with Leica. And thanks again to Michael. He is regularly featured across a couple of our podcasts, so if you'd like to hear more from him, just check out our other shows. And if you search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing this, you can find all of the podcasts that we offer. And just like this show, the narrators there read to you from the best blogs that cover other topics like personal development, finance, health, relationships, and more. So again, to hear from Michael a bit more and a bunch of other amazing authors, just search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing me right now, and be sure to hit that subscribe or follow button. But that does it for today here on Optimal Startup Daily. Have a happy, safe, and Halloween if you are celebrating. And thanks so much for being here, and I will see you back here for tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.